do you really want a Pagoda? You know, there's a conversation I have very often with people who want a Pagoda SL, whether it's a 230, a 250, or a 280. And what they're actually telling me sometimes is that they want an R107. I could have titled this video, was the R107 really the answer to the Mercedes convertible? Maybe I will. I don't know. But if you are watching this video and you're thinking, oh, the word 280 SL is in the title, I want you to listen to some of the things I say, because in this video, we're going to compare the W113 and the R107, and we're going to look all across the board and try to figure out why people want the 113, whether they really want the 113, and whether or not they want the R107 instead. Let's look at the first metric. The first one is cost. Buying a good 113 and not rusty 113 would probably start at around $55,000 for a 230 SL automatic that has some needs but is not rusting to pieces, and could be as high as $250,000 for the right 280 SL with a 5-speed and a stunning restoration. Let's compare it to a R107. You can buy a rust-free 77 450 SL for $5,000 to $7,000. That's still going to need a lot of work, but it's not going to be $55,000. You can also buy a 560 SL, and you can buy the best one in the world that doesn't need anything for $50,000. And the 560 SL has power steering and air conditioning and a smoother shifting transmission. It also has more comfortable seats. You don't have to adjust the valves. And in addition, the car does extremely well on the highway. When you buy the $55,000 230 SL, you're going to spend another $30,000 on it. When you buy the $100,000 280 SL, you're going to spend another $20,000 to $30,000 on it. And when you buy the $200,000 280 SL, you're still going to have a very intense maintenance schedule you have to adhere to. Adjusting valves, greasing suspension, changing oil annually. Of course, nobody maintains their cars the right way, but I think you catch my drift. I'm telling many of you this because the 107, especially examples like the 450 SL that were built from 77 to 80, or early 450, 72 and 73, remain underappreciated, and yet people will pay infinite multiples more to get a 113 because the 113 is more attractive. Why are people so smitten with the 113? Why is that? In a world where people were practical and thought about their acquisitions logically, a 1980 450 SL would be a $60,000 car because of its cast iron block, its effective climate control system when fixed properly, its high-speed cruising capability, and its relatively good fuel economy at 15 to 17 miles per gallon. A 380 SL, because it's a little less powerful, might be a $50,000 car. And a 560 SL would be a $125,000 to $175,000 car. A 230 SL would be a $5,000 car. A 250 SL would be a $15,000 car. And the nicest 280 SL in the world would be something like $25,000 to $30,000 because, you know, the looks do count for something. Does that, in a bizarre way, make sense? Why is it that the R107 has struggled to find the right owners? Why don't people restore these cars? People will spend multiples of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands restoring a 280 SL because of how it looks. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I own a 280 SL. I love the mechanical injection. I love the engine. I hate the low gearing. I love the 4-speed gearbox. I love the aluminum doors and hood. I love all these touches. But at the end of the day, if I had to pick a car that I was going to use every day and I had to choose, I would rather have an SLC. I'd rather have a 560 SL. I'd rather have a 380 SL, even an early 450 SL, even though they're a little bit more maintenance intensive. I'd rather have one of those. And yet these things get junked and crushed by the dozens every month, because people look at them and they go, oh, it's not as attractive as a Pagoda. It boggles my mind how people don't appreciate the solid, reliable, easy to repair engineering on a 450 SL, for example. In fact, I've only seen a handful of 450s with worn out engines. You can pull a 450 SL out of 30 years of storage. The engine will still turn. You fix the fuel system, car's still going to run. You pull a 280 SL out of 20 years storage, the engine's going to be seized. The aluminum head may need to be replaced. The block might still be good, but you're going to have to do a second overbore on it. Whereas the 450 SL block, sure, if you have to bore it, you can sleeve it. It's strong enough. A 130 block, you can't do that. At some point, somebody's going to have to make a 130 block. It'd be nice to have an aluminum 130 block, but I'm dreaming, But I think what I'm saying is this. People who contact me wanting 113s, when they find out what they cost, they get really upset and they start complaining and they get discouraged and everything. Why don't you guys look at 107s in the first place? Why even, if you don't have like a high net worth and you want a Mercedes convertible, don't dream about a 280 SL. Just go out and find a solid 380 or a Euro 280 or a Euro 500. You can afford it. You can afford to repair it. You can go use it. You don't have to be a rich person. I'm not a wealthy person. I bought my 280 SL when they were actually realistically priced. Now they're not. I've had my 280 SL for a very long, long time, but it just boggles my mind how people forget the 107 exists because they're so smitten with the beauty of the 113. Can somebody explain it to me? For what the worst, most decrepit, nasty 230 costs you, you can buy an excellent, usable, solid 560. Let that sink in. You can buy the best Mercedes convertible ever built, the 560 SL. Other than the Euro 86 to 89 300 SL, but we won't talk about that. We can just pretend those don't exist unless you're in the UK. But you can buy the best Mercedes convertible ever engineered. Yet for some reason there's that, I got to be seen in a 280 SL. And maybe now let's get a little introspective, okay? I'm not much better than the rest of you. Why did I buy a 280 SL? Because I wanted to learn the car. But there's also a little bit of me that wanted to be seen in a 280 SL. Why is that? Well, I wanted people to respect me. I wanted my customers to go, you know what, Pierre knows something because he's driving a 280 SL. And I would drive my 280 SL a lot of places. I would take it to Landmark Forum seminars in downtown and off of iDrive in Orlando. I'd take it out to dinner by myself. I'd take some of my friends out in it. We go drive it. I'd go drive it like a car. I felt good about it. I mean, I remember one time, I drove it to Vero Beach when I had a cold, and I was like, man, I don't feel good. I shouldn't be driving this car. I could get in an accident. But I loved driving my 280 SL. Why did I stop driving it? Because I almost feel guilty not sharing it now with my children. Once my daughter gets out of a car seat, we're going to use the heck out of that thing. But I want to be very clear about something. I'm not saying that the Pagoda isn't special. There are always going to be people who want them. It's just there aren't enough people who want 107s, and there should be more of you. There should be more people who go, you know what, maybe owning a Pagoda isn't practical, but if I can't have a Pagoda, maybe I could have a 107. Do you ever think about that? It's like saying, if I can't have steak, at least I can afford chicken. If I can't have grouper, at least I can afford sardines. Sardines are better for you than grouper, and they're like a fraction of the cost. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge sardine fan. The 560 SL, or I should say the 450 SL, solid and reliable it is the can of sardines. Whereas the 280 SL is the caviar. You can't chow down on caviar. Sure, it's got some nutritional benefits, but you can't eat it. It's not a meal. The sardines not only have an amazing taste, but you can eat them and thrive off of them. They could be, you could go on I hear about people going on sardine diets. you know, just because of the omega-3s and the nutrient density, you know. But while I teach my children to appreciate sardines, I'm also going to teach them to appreciate the R107 because it is the perfect convertible. So if you wonder, Pierre said it. I did say it. And I want all of you to hear me when I say, for those of you who want a 280 SL, what you really want is a 560. You just don't know it, and you need to go drive one. Hope you guys have a great day, week. Enjoy some of our other videos. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for supporting our channel if you're a Patreon. We'll see you in the next video.